here with you, and today we're making a little set of cards that is going to go into a little folder that I made, and it's going to go in my Etsy store. So this is a little folder I made, and I chose some really bright colors. I just wanted something happy, so that's what I used for this, and I used the recycled envelopes that I've stitched together. So like I said, this is going to go in the Etsy store, and I think this is really awesome because once you've used up the cards, you can make a little journal out of this and just make it your own. And so I really wanted to do some more of these, the smaller size. I've got some of the bigger size in my store right now. I've got 2 sets left, and so I made 5 sets of these, and this is the last set I'm making. I'm so tired, guys. I've spent the entire day yesterday making the painty papers because of course these required painty papers, so I made the painty papers to go with the I made the envelopes as well as the painty papers, so for the 5 sets, and then today I put them together. So yesterday the stuff was painted but nothing was assembled, and today I had to assemble everything and create the covers and everything. So it's presently 5:30, I believe. It's Sunday. I was wondering if I was gonna be able to actually do a video for you guys, because I was like, this is not going the way I had planned. Originally I thought I was gonna have tons of time. Isn't that always the case? You think you've got tons of time and then it doesn't happen. So I chose some pictures for some images, and maybe we should start with that and put the 5 images. I'm trying to I'm not gonna put the timer because of the fact that I'm just making the 5 cards for that set. And if you're interested, as I said, they're going to be in the Etsy store, and I'm going to be putting in the description box below the link to this. And I so appreciate everybody's support of my store. It is really amazing, and it really makes a big difference because then I can get some new supplies that are really fun to use. Like for example, I got, and you're going to see it in one of my haul videos, I just got some this Tim Holtz Harlequin stencil, and I was so wanting that, and I finally got it. And so yeah, I'm using the money I make through the sales at my store to purchase new supplies. So it always helps, and I really appreciate it all. And obviously I also use the money from my Patreons, and I've been trying to grow as an artist. I've been saying that over and over this year, and I'm really finding that I'm doing more art. You know how you have to trust that God is there for you, but at the same time you need to show up and not just take it for granted that stuff is just gonna fall out of the skies to you. And that's what I've been really focusing on this year, like to really show up and to be present, and to this way stuff that gets thrown my way and the inspiration that comes, I'm gonna be there to catch it. And so yeah, I've been present, which is something that it doesn't always happen. So I'm very happy on that, because I know sometimes when you talk about stuff like that, it makes people think, well, because I mentioned, like I've shown in my Patreon for all the tiers actually, my vision board, and this is very personal, so that's why I didn't put it on YouTube, and I put it on the Patreon, so that it's very small selected group of people that can actually see it. And it's, like I said, it's very personal, but the point of the vision board is not to say that magically stuff is gonna happen, but it allows you to remember what you were longing for. And stuff might change through the year, and doesn't mean that everything's gonna happen, but there's certain things that are important and that we should learn from year to year, and there's certain things that I've learned with the past year, and I don't want to repeat the same mistakes. And so that's why in that vision board there's a lot of messages to myself, so that when I look at it, I remember those messages, and maybe it's gonna help me not to do the same things over and over again. Because obviously when you repeat the same thing, well, guess what? You're gonna get the same result. So, or most of the time you're gonna get the same result. So it's kind of fun if you can try to avoid that. So that's why I've been really deliberate in what I want, and really focusing and practicing my drawings and stuff like that, and just trying to enjoy my creativity, which this past year for some reason I wasn't feeling it anymore. And I know that I'm not the only one. I know that there's a lot of people that through this these very special times, let's just say that, that, you know, we're feeling affected by it. And this year I really want, I really feel a change, and I really want to take advantage of it. So that's my thought on this. Obviously we're still at the beginning of January. 1, 2, I don't need that one because I only need 5. So we're still at the beginning of January, so stuff can still change, and I'm allowing that. I'm not saying I'm gonna, because I don't know what's gonna present itself, but I just want to be there when it does present itself, and to be available and ready to receive it. I hope I'm making some sense. I know I'm making some sense in my head, but I don't know if I'm making any sense to you guys. But hopefully it makes sense, and hopefully it tells you that, you know, what I'm really longing for, and it's not something, it's not because, like, I believe in the greater purpose, and I believe in that, but I still believe that, like I said, you have to show up. You have to do your part in this. And stuff just doesn't, you know, if you're sitting on your couch and you're just waiting for the doorbell to ring, well, the chances are it's not going to happen. So yeah, so that's been my thinking and my minding, and I'm really focused, which I'm really happy to report, because it's easy to get distracted and to lose focus. But obviously, it's, like I said, it's only been 2 weeks, so who knows in a few weeks time if I'm still going to be focused. But that was why I really wanted to have that vision board, so that it's in my face, it's in my planner, and I see it every single day, so I get reminded of it, and hopefully it's gonna help me keep my intentions focused on the right things. I'd be very curious to know what you guys are doing, and I always love to read what's going on. I love reading about Francis puppies. It's just, yeah, and she showed me a video of them, and they're just so adorable. Happiness, like, you can't beat a puppy to make you happy. I mean, you look at them, and, well, a kitten too, I have to admit, or any baby animal actually, or a baby, human baby too. Basically any babies usually will make you quite happy, unless they're crying. In that case, maybe not so much, but otherwise it's just fun to see them discover the world, and just they bring they bring us back to the basics, basically. Wow, that was very deep. Where did I put my paper? Okay, there it is. So now I need to make sure that I can fit, I need to have 3 in this. So, because it's kind of important, because otherwise it's not going to fit. So it really has to be this way, because I only have this sheet of paper. So I need to have enough to make all 5 cards. And I would love to have some left over because I just hoard my painty papers. I love using these in projects. It's just, it makes, I use, see, these are from 2017, so it's been a while that I've had them. But I keep these big calendar pages because they're just perfect for this. Somebody in my Patreon mentioned doing, because I showed them my my technique for the collaging, and they mentioned how I should do some painty papers on the scrapbooking pages that I'm not using, and I thought that was a brilliant idea. So I might do that on some of them, because that would be fun as well. Especially once I finish using these. I still have quite a few, but let's be honest, I mean, I'm going through them. So if I do make more art this year than I've done in the past year, then obviously I'm gonna get through these a lot faster. And I have to show to you guys something, because when I make my painty papers, obviously it's a very messy thing to do. And I try to do many at the same time, so that if I'm going to get messy, I get messy like all at the same time. Now, this being said, once it's painted, I need to let it dry. So I have some hangers. I had a plastic thingy that you hang on the ceiling, and it's hanging from the ceiling in my garage, and that's where I have the stuff to dry. Now, I bought it at the dollar store, so obviously, let's be honest, it's a dollar store item. So now all the pins, when I go to hang them, they break, and I've had 3 this past weekend break. So that got me very aggravated, because obviously as I was pinning it, it fell. So I had wet paint on me, on my floor, all over the place. Not the best of scenarios. So what I did is I went and checked on Amazon for a metal one, and I was able to find 2 different styles of hangers. One that is pretty much what I use right now, but in metal, and the other one is actually hangers that you would put in your closets, but with the clips. And I thought that might be a cool idea to use here, because I've got, you don't see it, but I've got stuff that's hanging, because I've got some shelves that have that are metal, so there's holes in them, and I've got stuff hanging from them, but there's only so many spots. Whereas if I had a hanger, I could probably put more, and it'd be less in my way. So anyway, that's the thinking behind this one. So we'll see if that works out. Not sure yet. So I tried to make the cards similar to what I made on the cover, because that's the point of a card set. So I've got my music paper. I've been using this beautiful yellowed music paper, and I really love this old paper. It's just so yummy. But I don't want it too big, because obviously, like on the cover, it was okay if it was a little bit bigger, because the cover is a bit bigger, but the card here, I do want to see some of the painty paper. So I want to have some sort of interest, but I don't want it all over. Like, I want to still showcase some of my paper. Hope I'm making sense. So let's just, and I'm doing this in series just so that it's faster. Because let's be honest, it's late, and if I want these listed in my Etsy, I haven't eaten supper yet, and if I want these in my Etsy store, I need to list them. So I need to take pictures, and then I'm gonna need to edit this video, and so it's gonna be a long night. Okay, so I went smaller and smaller and smaller, so the first one might be a bit big. I shall see, depending on the flower that I use. And then one of the things that I've used too is this paper here. I love this one because it's kind of, it still gives interest, but at the same time it's clear, so it doesn't overpower everything. So it just makes more interest on your little piece of whatever you're doing. And I've had this in my stash for a very long time. It came with a package in Happy Mail, and of course I kept it because yummy paper. That's what you do, you keep it. And then another part that I really love is using this here, which is the cheesecloth. And so I'm just gonna cut a big piece and then take some pieces from there. Whoops, I've got two. So then I just cut a small piece. So I need 5 of these. I think this one might cut into 2. So I've got 3 already. Four and 5. So we've got all 5 ready, and then it's just a question of assembling this. So for this, I'm gonna just glue this with this, and then I'm gonna glue this paper with this glue stick. I find that it glues better, so that's my preferred method for this type of paper. Either that or a wet medium, but obviously I'm not using a wet medium for this. Except for the top part, I'm using Fabrifix because of the fact that there's fabric, and I want it sort of stuck, but not. So I was talking away, and the memory card got full. So hopefully I caught it in time and I didn't lose any footage. That's what I'm hoping. So we'll just figure out which flower goes where, and then we can assemble these. So let's just see the best, looking for which. This one is kind of small, so maybe that one. So maybe something like that. So then what I do is I just use my Fabrifix on the top part, and by gluing this on top of the other, it will make sure that this doesn't get away, the little cheesecloth. It will still be loose, which I kind of like because it makes it more flowy, and I just find that it's nicer. But obviously that's a personal preference. You don't have to do it that way, it's up to you. And then we're gonna choose a little phrase, And got a feeling that white might be better. And let's start this one off by start doing things you love, which is really appropriate with what I was just saying. So here's the first card, and it's gonna go with the little envelope. And then the next one, let's go with this one. Oops, losing my little papers. Should have seen my desk just before. Oh my god, it was such a mess. Because of the fact that I've been doing these books all afternoon, I had papers everywhere. Tried to make this a bit cleaner for you guys. Crafting can get to be a messy process, but it's also fun. Put it like this. There's a little fruit fly. Okay, here we go. And throw kindness around like confetti. I think we need more of that, honestly. I've been trying to avoid watching the news, like really avoiding. The only time I listen is when there's government notices about what's going on, and to know like how much more we're going to be in confinement, or if there's certain things that are important to know. So throw kindness around like confetti. But yeah, otherwise I've been trying to avoid watching the news. I just find it very disturbing and just not good for my creativity and not good for my mental health. And so yeah, just trying to stay a little bit more in my little bubble and nurturing the fact that my creativity has come back. Put that one there. So the long process obviously is making all that painty paper. Assembling it afterwards is not so long as you know what you're going to put on top. It did take me a long time to figure out the covers of the journals. Well, not journals, but the covers of creativity takes courage. Yes, it does. Here we go. Put that one. Oh, I forgot to put an envelope for this one. That's why I've got one more envelope than I have cards left. Okay, put them right side up. Okay, so next one. It's this one. Put this here. Only got 2 left. Woohoo! Well, almost only 1 left. So then I can actually go and prepare supper before my family starves. And then take all the pictures, list everything up, do the editing, and hopefully own your dreams. I think there's a message in all the cards I'm making tonight. Kind of choosing messages that that go with how I'm feeling, I guess. There's no better way to say this. I'm going to put it on this side because this side has beautiful music and feels more, feels like it makes more sense. Here we go. I'm going to put that over here. I think even though I did a lot of the prepping ahead of time, the video is still going to be pretty much the same length as it would have been in regular time. I can't seem to make, like, it takes me a certain time to do cards anyway, so I seem to always come back to about 30 minutes for 5 if they're not too complicated. Like if I had pre-thought of them ahead of time. Because obviously if I don't pre-think them through, well, it's going to take a lot more time. So I think I'm going to use this one here, which says attitude is everything. I think we need positive attitude as much as possible. If a lot of us are positive and a lot of us are just smiling and doing fun things, and then I think the rest of the world is going to feel it as well. When you're surrounded by grumpy people, you tend to end up being grumpy. So that's the last one. So what's going to happen is it's going to be in this little booklet like this and closed off like that. So I hope that you felt inspired by these. As you could see, you can make your own background. You don't have to purchase fancy papers. You can make your own using what you've got around the house, and then just use other papers and other texture and other elements that you have, like the cheesecloth. I mean, this you find at the grocery store or at the dollar store, actually. Not that we, or dollar stores right now, I'm not sure they would be selling it, but anyway, you find it at the grocery stores. And so yeah, there's so much that you can do, and I just hope that you stay creative, stay true to yourself, stay safe. Love you guys, and looking forward to reading your comments. Go and check in the description box below the link to these if you're interested in them, or if you want to see the other sets that I did make. And I need to glue this one better because it didn't glue properly. So yeah, if you want to see the other sets that I've done, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. It's always fun to see new faces around. Always appreciate it, and from what my analytics tell me on my videos on YouTube, there's about 50% that are subscribed, but 50% that watch and that are not. So please do, I would really appreciate it, and sending you lots of love. Bye.